I love how excited Tokoyami was to fly. That he's a bird, but he doesn't have wings, so it just makes sense. And Hawks looks kind of surprised, like, huh, like I don't know. I feel like Hawks just kind of represented the fandom in a lot of this chapter. Hey guys, ForTheAfro Reviews here. Today I'll be reviewing chapter 199 of My Hero Academia, and in this chapter we got a lot of focus on Tokoyami, which I know a lot of people are excited about, me included. Tokoyami is freaking awesome. It really shed some light on his internship, as well as what he did during his God, what do they call him? Like the week training thing they did. I forget what they called it. It wasn't an internship. It was something else. But like the week training thing they all did after the sports festival, he went to Hawks for that when he was still the number 3 hero. So that's pretty cool. I would have expected him to go to a different hero for some reason, just because Kirishima got a different person and Ochiko got a different person, and Izuku, like everyone so far that we've seen did not go to the same person. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Like to see that. I also really like just Hawk showing up again. Hawks is awesome, and the way that he works in his hero agency is really cool. Like he's too fast. He's too fast that like he doesn't even need help with anything. He just needs like, hey, handle the cleanup, arrest the guys, give them to the police, whatever, do all the cleanup-y stuff. And Hawks just zips on by, does his stuff. It's great. And the whole time, like it's the first the first time Tokoyami was with him, he was not able to keep up. He was just caught cleaning up, and he was getting really frustrated by this. He was starting to wonder, why did this man pick me? This really like impressive man pick me of all people. And Hawk's answer cemented him as one of my favorite characters in the entire series. Because we're both birds. Hawks clarifies that was only 20% of the reason he picked him, which is still fucking awesome. He's like, no, that really was part of the reason I picked you. 50% was because he wanted to know more about the League of Villains and stuff, and he's trying to be like in the loop, so he needed someone to tell him about that from Class 1A specifically. And out of the top 3, the people that he, like the best people in Class A basically, according to the sports festival, he wanted the bird guy. It just made sense, so he picked him. And I like that. Like Tokoyami's frustrated by this because he's like, I'm not your carrier pigeon. Like I'm here to improve and to become the best hero I can. Just a quick one-liner, like when it's like from the outside of the 1A classroom, like when he gets back from the first week and it's someone saying like, oh, how was Kyushu or wherever he was, and Tokoyami's like, it was nothing special. And I'm pretty sure that actually happened like way back in the manga when all the kids were getting back from the Stain arc and whatnot. Like everyone was asking each other about their week-long whatever, and someone asked Tokoyami, I'm pretty sure he said exactly that, but I'd have to go back and check. I think it's a really cool attention to detail, if that is true, though. Next, we get the scene where Tokoyami's going back for his internship, and he's able to keep up with Hawks a lot better with his Shadow Abyss thingy, or Black Abyss, whatever he does when he cloaks himself with a Dark Shadow. He's able to keep up a lot better. He's kind of like grabbing onto stuff and pulling himself all the way through the streets and whatnot, so he has a lot more mobility in his form than I personally would have thought of. Don't know why I would have thought he didn't have a lot of mobility, but I don't know. It's cool to see him do this. The sidekicks for Hawks are both like really impressed, and if you look, they like have a weird bubble by them. Kind of means that like I think it means that like they're panting, like they're out of breath. They're already like, whew, can't do it. Hawks is too fast. And Tokoyami, being a student with all this potential, is like, yeah, I'm keeping up. And they mentioned that he still has room to grow, which of course is true. But I mean, I like seeing that. I like seeing other characters naturally be like, oh, okay, all right, he's got some potential. He's got some other things he can do with his ability. And Hawks has a similar moment where he tells Tokoyami to come here. He's kind of impressed by him, I think, after the day. And he grabs him and flies around with him. And this is what I was talking about earlier in my intro. He was so excited. It was so pure. And Tokoyami is just so excited to be flying. I absolutely love it. He's just flying through the air with Hawks, and he's just like, we become one with the wind, or something dorky like that. It's great. And then Hawks giving him a little motivational speech. He's talking about the other 30% of the reason that he picked Tokoyami over everyone else, and it was because he's wasting his potential. And Tokoyami was confused with this. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, it's a good thing you're shoring up for your weaknesses, like, close range combat with your Black Abyss, whatever, cloak of Dark Shadow. It's a good thing you're shoring up your weakness with that, but you can't neglect your strengths. If you've got wings, spread them. Like, don't be confined to the ground. And my god. Thank you, Hawks, for telling Tokoyami that, because Tokoyami just got so much cooler. We cut back to the current time, and Vanta Black, as we come to know him, the guy that was like talking about Tokoyami and how they're fated to clash and all that cool stuff. He's going around the shadows. You know, he can fuse with anything black, so he's in the shadows. I'm assuming that's usually what he uses for his quirk. And he was scheming. He was making it seem like he wanted to fight Tokoyami one-on-one, but he actually, from the shadows, grabbed Aoyama and just dipped, like, just out of there, which is a lot smarter, honestly, because fighting Tokoyami with everyone else around, not the best move. But obviously, he's the scheming hero, Vanta Black, so he just grabs him and he's out, and he's, like, winding through all the corridors and, like, tubing and crap, and he's like, okay, Dark Shadow has, like, an umbilical cord type thing. It's going to be really hard for Dark Shadow to get around, so I'm going to get away. And then, this is when we see Black Fallen Angel, or Dark Fallen Angel, I forget. But we see his new attack, and it's basically Dark Shadow from behind him, wrapping his arms around him, and then becoming, like, and then, like, the arms, as they wrap around him, also become wings, and he just kind of, like, picks them up, because Dark Shadow is always floating, he just has to pick up Tokoyami, and he's still floating. I mean, I guess that's how that works. It's fucking awesome. Personally, I thought his ability would be more similar to Buggy from One Piece, where he can, like, separate himself, and they all can float in this, like, certain proximity, kind of like Dark Shadow can come out and go within a certain range, even though that range is a lot bigger now. But I thought that, like, with Buggy, his feet have to be on the ground. Like, if his feet are off the ground, or, like, they aren't, like, walking, like, he needs someone to carry them. He can't make his feet float, basically. I kind of thought it'd be similar with Tokoyami, where, like, his Dark Shadow could go around and stuff, but, like, he couldn't just be off the ground. I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad it's not the case, because now Tokoyami can freaking fly. He can freaking fly, and it's even a dorky way to fly. Like, it's Dark Shadow kind of wrapping around and carrying him. I don't know. It looks badass, though. I love it. The last sequence of this chapter involves Yarozu telling Aoyama to use his naval buffet, which is, like, basically he shoots out a bunch of naval lasers, like, in small increments, so it's just, like, everywhere. It's his ultimate technique he developed, I'm pretty sure. So as Tokoyami like, swoops him out of Vanta Black's hands, it's flying away, Aoyama's using the naval buffet and just shooting stuff everywhere, and the light is making the shadows move around so that Vanta Black doesn't know where to go as well, and he ends up just, like, out of the shadows. Like, he has nowhere else to go. It is so bright, and this is an excellent use, because, like, it's a terrible matchup against Aoyama, and also against Hagakure, because with her ability, she can, like, just make light reflect and be super, super bright. So again, she could have done a similar thing. I apologize if you can hear that. My roommate's taking a shower. Toru's going in to capture Vanta Black when he's outside of the thing, you know, because he's all open. Again, I don't know exactly what Toru's going to do. She's just running up. I mean, her superpower is so useless unless she's doing stealth stuff. I don't know. I guess she was just going to normal martial arts type things. I don't know. But she was going to restrain him, basically. And I think Vanta Black could kick her ass, though. Okay, I'll get off that. She was going to restrain Vanta Black, but it turns out that Kendo was actually one step ahead of Yarozu, and she had a contingency plan for if Vanta Black failed, which seems like a good thing to have. So a mushroom appears on Yarozu's nose, and it's from that mushroom girl whose name I do not yet know. Guess I'll learn next chapter. But yeah, she's somehow using her quirk, and she's about to mess everything up. And she's saying that Kendo's plan is better than Yarozu's plan. So we're gonna have to see where that goes. I'm really interested. This battle is super, super, super good. I loved the last one too. I missed a couple of chapter reviews. I guess if you're here at the end, I assume you care about my thoughts. So I'll give a really quick summary. Kirishima, disappointed. I wish he did more, but it makes sense. Now he's learning to shore up on his shortcomings. Koda sucks. I hate Koda. I wish he did more. He could have had an opportunity to make me like him more, but he didn't. He sucks. Suyu, I don't know what to say about Suyu. She's always great, and she's just, like, such a versatile student. Like, I can see, like, why she's so, like, high in the rankings here. Then we had Kaminari, who was really excited wasn't an idiot. He did something intelligent, showing that he's still better than Shinzo right now, because of the training he's received, so that's pretty cool. I like seeing Shinzo and how he still wants to improve more despite being a really valuable asset in that fight. And then from Class B, the Big Beast guy was awesome. I like the Scales guy's quirk. We didn't get a lot more about him. Let's see who else was in that fight. The Air Prism guy, how he was like liked being wrapped up by Sue's tongue. I thought that was fucking hilarious. And then I'm forgetting who else was in that fight. Oh, I remember who I'm forgetting. It's the crazy religious vine girl, and I know why I forgot about her too, because I don't like her. I think she's fucking weird. She's weird. I don't like her. I don't like the overly like religious thingy. Like I don't know, this doesn't hit me on the right spots. A lot of people are enjoying her though. But I'm not the majority in this. I think from what I've seen on Reddit at least. And then, if I didn't mention him already, the Beast guy was really cool. I really like seeing how he can transform from his big form to his small form, and how his breakdown in communication was really the reason they lost. Like, he was just so much stronger than almost everyone else, but because of the communication and what Shinzo caused just by being there, disrupted all that. Anyway, just a quick recap for you since I missed those chapters. Looking forward to how this fight progresses. I have no idea what the mushroom quirk's going to do. Obviously, she can grow mushrooms places, but like, if I had to take a wild guess, I think that when she grows a mushroom, it saps your strength to grow it, so that eventually when you're covered in mushrooms, you're just like on the ground like, ugh, I'm so tired, and you can't do anything. If I had to throw a wild guess out there. Anyway guys, good chapter. Love seeing more Hawks, even in flashback form. Tokoyami's a badass, Vanta Black got his ass whooped, and next chapter should be a lot of action. Arc has been really fun. Like, it's not like progressing the story a huge amount or anything, but the character interactions, the development for Class B, and seeing Class A, how far they've come along since the last time we saw a lot of them, like, in the spotlight, it's just great. I really like this arc. I don't know why people are disliking it, because I've seen, again, Reddit, I go on Reddit a lot, there's a lot of people that aren't digging, like, the whole tournament thing. They want to get back to, like, the main story, and I can see that. I get that. It's just, this is kind of necessary, guys. Like, Class B has been around for a while, and we've been wondering about them. This is the time. And Shinzo, hopefully he gets a spot in Class 1A, because I love Shinzo. He's great. He goes into the chapter, but I just love Shinzo. I wanted to mention him. Anyway, guys, that'll do it for me. Thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed it all. Until next time, I will see ya.